I've always wondered, how does someone copy being in a new environment, adapting different values, different cultures in order for them to fit in the new society? Join me as I learn how people adapt, how people cope up in a different society, as I'm on a journey to interview different foreigners in South Korea, a different society for most foreigners, people coming from all over around the world, from Africa to Asia itself. Different skin colors, different cultures, different values. I hope you learned something just the way I.
Hello beautiful people, hello. Today we are joined by a beautiful lady. I'll allow her to introduce herself. I don't want to spoil up everything. Hello Megan, can you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Hi, I'm Megan. I am about 33 years old, living in Busan with my husband. We came here last October, so we've been here about a year. Though we have previously been here. But yeah, Busan.
That's amazing. Do you like Busan?
Yeah, I love Busan. The weather is great. And we're so close to the beach.
I know, right? Like, we are really close to the beach. It's really amazing.
So I like the mix of beach with mountains. Makes good for like outdoor activities. Lots of options to do because I do like to stay active, especially outside.
Are you comfortable in Korea?
Yeah, I think Korea, you can definitely get comfortable here. The cost of living is not too expensive. You could work, I guess you would say, an average Joe job, like we say in the US, an average Joe job, and still go on a vacation up to maybe 2 times a year.
Wow, that's really amazing. That's actually one thing I didn't highlight to the audience. Megan, she's from the US and she moved here to Korea, to Busan specifically. Okay, Megan, what class of visa are you in?
I'm an E2 visa, so I'm an English teacher, and I work at high school teaching English.
Okay, how is the experience so far?
It's pretty good. Most of my coworkers are Koreans, but everyone we get along pretty well. It would be nice to maybe hang out with my coworkers more outside of work, but I know they take work really serious and are focused. Which I like, they're hard workers.
Okay, the most beautiful part is you're comfortable and you're enjoying this. You said you've been here like for a year, is it? And you've already been able to juggle around to know your environment and everything. How is the difference from the US?
I would definitely say ease of transportation is probably one of them. There's a lot of options for public transportation, even like the fast train, KTX to get between another city that's far away, which is not really an option in the United States. You definitely need a car. If you don't have a car, you can't go to work, you can't go anywhere. And then of course I would say probably like food as well is a bit more healthier here. Whenever you have some type of food, they always serve you vegetables. Whereas in the US, we give each other carbs.
With kimchi, always. Yeah.
And it's surprising to me because I would say even like the fast food options that are Korean options are still healthy versus a US fast food meal. Probably not the healthiest.
That's really true. Even I've noticed the way they are so particular about mentioning the the amount of calories in every fast food.
Yeah.
So you actually know what you're consuming before you consume it, which is really amazing, I think, because for me, I'm from Zimbabwe. No one cares about that. It's just burger. You take your burger and you go and enjoy it. It's not like it has to be measured, like, oh, this one is this amount of calories, this one and this one and this one. Like, it's just the same, which is really it's really amazing. How have you been able to cope up as a foreigner with your husband? If I know very well the both of you're foreigners in Korea, how are you able to cope up as a foreign couple in a foreign country?
I think coping definitely with a partner is a bit easier. Because I could understand being alone is a bit more hard to. It's harder to, I guess, make friends with. I guess with my couple, as a couple, it's a bit easier. Where we both can maybe try to make friends, and then we can both come back together and introduce each other to more friends. But I guess coping wise, yeah, you kind of have somebody there to experience things with, which is good. And then I guess cultural, we have someone that we can talk to that still has a cultural similarities. The culture and language are probably definitely language is probably the biggest thing that makes it a bit hard to, I guess, integrate or get to know people more, especially Koreans.
That's really nice. I like the part that you still have someone whom you have like similarities with, whom you can like still connect back with the culture from back home, which is really amazing. Okay guys, if you've been able to hang on till now, can you kindly take your time to like, subscribe, and to share if this is giving you any value or any interest, Okay, carrying on to the next question as we try to round up this. What are the difficulties that you have faced in Korea? I know, like, in life, nothing is all rosy. What are the difficulties or the challenges that you faced in Korea since your arrival?
I think the biggest one really, before maybe said, is like language and culture. But of course, I guess as a foreigner or anyone who decides to come to another country, it's always helpful to, I guess, learn some, I guess, bits of the language before you go, which I've done. But I guess it's just trying to, I guess, make friendships. Still a bit hard. I think everyone likes to still be in their comfort zone and gravitate to people that they know, and since foreigners aren't really it's not a very big population here, there's still pretty much just mainly Koreans, or especially in Busan. Busan is probably, compared to Seoul, not as a big a population with the foreigners. So I think making friends is a bit hard, and I think sometimes I don't know if I want to say this, but sometimes the ajumas can be a bit intense.
Yeah.
So you gotta it's like you gotta fight them a little, know your way through on the streets, on the bus. That, which I don't want to, because I'm like, they're elderly people.
Of course.
You want to respect them. But sometimes you're like, what? Why did you just run into me, or not? It's like it felt like they purposely ran into me and just wanted to hit me. I'm like, what was that about?
One time I actually had an experience. One Anjuma came and actually pulled my hair, and I was just like, what's happening? But you can't do anything. For me, I've just learned like to just ignore and just do what I do and just go by. Wow, which is really intense. It's really intense. But have you ever had a moment that you felt like, I think I'm just going back to the US?
Oh yeah, I've had many times where I feel that way.
But how have you been able to cope up to be where you are right now?
I think the biggest thing has been just to put my confidence in God, just to say, hey, you brought me here for a reason. I know I'm supposed to be here, and just kind of have faith in my path in being here, and just kind of asking for strength to make it through. And it's not all bad. I think sometimes it's helpful too. My husband and I, we kind of try to remind ourselves of the things that we have, because I think sometimes we might get a little too focused on things that we don't have. So like, I don't have my family here, or I don't have my American comfort foods. But sometimes I have to forget about, why am I focusing on the things that I don't have? I need to focus on things that I do have, which could be security, comfort, convenience, maybe even financial stability, because it's a bit more stable here versus where I was. So yeah, just for me, coping, I guess trying to focus more on the things that I have, be content with what I have, and God kind of thing.
Wow, that's really a takeaway, guys. If you're listening to this, sometimes in life, no matter where you are, you just have to be content, to be happy with what you have, concentrate on what you have, and try to remove the focus on the negative part, which I think as humans, sometimes we find ourselves there. Even myself, I usually focus on the negatives. Oh my God, I don't have this, I don't have this. But why not just focus on what you actually have? Wow, that's really an insightful advice. Thank you so much, Megan.
You're welcome.
As we round up, do you see yourself still in Busan, maybe in like 3 years to come or something like that? Where is your future headed?
Unsure. I do like it here. I would say I wouldn't mind seeing Busan. Out of all the cities, I would still, Busan is number one.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it's not too big like Seoul. It still is a nice metropolitan area and beach and mountains.
I know, right?
But yeah, still like the challenges of culture and language. Her big one, definitely the culture, and I know a lot of them really stick to traditions. So that could be some of the hurdles that we have to get over. But other than that, I could see myself being here for a while if I can figure out solutions to those challenges, because overall, this place is awesome. Looking at the positive side of things.
Yeah, that's really true. If I may get another point of view of your life right now, you are expecting a baby. Do you feel confident to be in the Korean society, starting a new life in Korea? Like, yeah.
I would say majority yes. I would say yeah, I feel comfortable. I mean, there are resources still some of the doctors, they do speak English, some of them do, not all, but if I do come across where I have to have a medical exam, there are resources here where we can get a free translator that will come and help us. I think at the Busan Global International Finance Center or something like that. Or sometimes the hospitals even provide translators, which I've had before, and which makes it easier. And as far as like pregnancy, I mean, to deliver the baby here is a bit more affordable. That's a very good thing. And They have really good postpartum care as well. They're called the Jordy ones. I'm unsure if I'm going to go just because I've heard they mostly speak Korean and my Korean level is not there yet, but I've heard they're awesome because they give you massages, spas, food, take care of you. Like they make sure as a woman who just gave birth is going to be taken care of. So yeah, I think those sides are great, and to raise the kid would be good. But as far as the other challenges is trying to figure out childcare, who's going to take care of my baby, because we don't have family here, and I think certain daycares don't speak English. Yeah. And I think there's also like a certain age where they allow the kids to come. So as foreigners, it's a bit more of a challenge because, you know, we're here based on work visas.
Okay.
So if I'm not working, I can't be here. So that is probably another challenge because my husband is not Korean and neither am I. So we would have to work to stay here, and that might mean less time for me to recover. So, yeah.
Wow, it's a bit intense on that. I wish there could be like a more positive side of that. But then, well, I think you're just going to take it easy, one step at a time, as the baby comes and you try to adjust and all that. I'm sure everything is just going to work perfectly well.
Yeah.
Then, do you have any regrets moving here? Are you happy with the decision?
Yeah, I'm happy with my decision. I think it's been good. It's been a good experience. I don't think wherever you go in life, it's good to accept wherever you go and not try to regret anything and try to learn from whatever new experiences you're gonna have. So I think I've learned quite a bit here. Could I say I'm ready to move on? Maybe. I think I've learned quite a bit.
Oh, that's really nice. Do you have any advice for people who are living in Korea, foreigners living in Korea?
Any advice?
Yeah, like most foreigners I meet, people easily get into depression. People just think like, oh, there are no opportunities out there and all that, like in life in general in Korea. What advice, do you have for foreigners?
I think as far as my own advice that I'm trying to tell myself is to focus on the positive.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and I guess trying to adjust to Korea. I mean, still try to your best to, I guess, learn the language, get out there, just go out and experience Korea. Because I think sometimes that's helped me make friends, like this little puppy friend that's coming to check. But yeah, sometimes just getting out there too, because I mean I've met just some nice Koreans on the street as well who have just randomly started talking to me, wanted to be friends and hang out. Of course, they knew a little bit more English, which kind of helped that. But just stay strong.
That's really nice. So stay strong and try to go out there, try to find opportunities out there, and look at the positive. I think for me, that's the main takeaway of this talk today, of this conversation today. Take the positives. Okay, what about for someone who is in the US, who sees themselves in Korea in the near future? What advice do you have for them?
I would say probably study in Korean before you come. It's always helpful to know some. It'll make the adjustment easier. I maybe do research on culture, even though it was pretty fun to go to the museums here and learn more about Korean culture, because I definitely learned a lot being here. So I think just getting familiar before you come.
Was the process for your application, you coming here, was it difficult? Was it intense, or was it like just smooth? What precautions would you give for someone who wishes to be in Korea, who is in the US?
I think as an American, it's not too difficult to, I guess, get a visa.
Yeah,
Especially
especially
as an English teacher.
exactly.
So, but yeah, you can study, you can be an English teacher. I think jobs outside of teaching might be a bit trickier because you probably need to have a certain level of Korean unless you are a work from home or a remote worker. And you could just come here on a tourist visa and leave every 3 months and renew, which I've known people who do that and do some visa runs. But I don't think there's too many other than, you know, for the English teachers do like background check with the FBI background checks, which kind of takes maybe a month or 2 months or so to do, if I can remember well. But that's probably the biggest, probably the only biggest challenge, but everything else is pretty smooth.
Okay, wow. Thank you so much, Megan. I'm sure if you're still watching till now, you have gotten an opportunity to learn different aspects of life. And if you are watching us from US, I'm sure you have learned something on how you can actually see yourself in Korea sometime. Megan is doing well with her husband here. They're expecting a baby and she's positive. She is happy with where she is right now. So why not you? Thank you guys. Till we meet again next time.